Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. It's been a little while since I sat down and filmed a video, but you know, life has been busy. But I just wanted to do a quick term 1 update. So we finished our term 1 the week before Thanksgiving, and then the week of Thanksgiving we did our exams. And then last week we started term 2, week 13, and now we are currently in week 14. So yeah, I just wanted to talk through a few of our updates. If you didn't watch our my curriculum selections, or whatever I called it, video at the beginning of the school year, I purchased the Torchlight curriculum, which is like a secular geography based curriculum, and the kids have been loving it so far. They are able to identify more places on the map than I could at the ages of 5 and 6, which is very fun. And also every week it comes with, this is like my own little thing I created on a piece of paper, but so every week you get to try something new. So week 1 with Russia, we tried Russian tea, North Africa, Hawaii, Scandinavia, Nepal, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Argentina, Chile, India, the British Isles, Congo, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. So those are just a handful of the dishes that we have on here. And they have been very open to trying new things, which has been fun. They really liked the Russian tea. Their least favorite was the Norwegian klub. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's basically like a potato dumpling kind of that's stuffed with ham on the inside. That was their least favorite. But my oldest, his favorite was steak and chimichurri. Give him any sort of steak in any form and he will devour it. He is a steak lover. And then my youngest, his favorite was our Hawaiian dish, which was coconut rice with pineapple chicken. So they really loved that. This has been fun. I think my husband's favorite was the sticky toffee pudding that we did for the week of the British Isles. They also gave that one 6 stars. They said I couldn't give it 5. I had to give it 6. But yeah, so those are the favorite dishes so far that we've done. I haven't selected what we're going to do. I didn't get to do a dish for the Galapagos Islands / Ecuador last week because time got away from me. So I have to pick one for that week. And this week we are talking about the Netherlands, Belgium, Switzerland, and Austria. So I have to pick a dish from that region as well to make for them. But so far, they've really been enjoying trying new things. And my husband and I are foodies, and we're always willing to try new things. So it's fun to be able to include the children in that as well. But yeah, so that's been our main curriculum. But I have also started to incorporate more of Ambleside Online. For those of you that don't know, Ambleside Online is an online program that is a complete homeschool curriculum with the exception of reading and math, which is the same thing as Torchlight as well. You pick your own reading and math programs in addition to it. Ambleside Online is the same way. They cover geography, they cover history, they do more classic literature and stuff like that, which is why I decided to incorporate it, because I really wanted the boys to be able to read a little bit more classical stuff. So they do have an edible schedule on their website. They have one that's just as is, so if you plan to make no kind of changes and you just want to follow it the way it's written, you could print that, or you could do the edible one and edit it. So that's the front side, that's the back side. It's so funny. I never realized like how much we do in school until you see it like at a glance like this. So that was term 1, and then this is term 2 that I have here, which is nice. And then so free reads for year 1. I don't know where I got this. Was it on the website? Yeah, okay, it was from the website. But it's books for year 1. It's Charlotte's Web, King of the Golden River, Peter Pan, Pinocchio, The Red Fairy Book, St. George and the Dragon, The Velveteen Rabbit, Little House in the Big Woods, and Pocahontas. We've read The Velveteen Rabbit, and we are currently reading The Little House in the Big Woods. These books are not required. They're just like books that they think that no child should miss, but instead of like overloading school time with reading, they just have them as like, hey, if you have time, you should read these. Me, though, being the person that I am, I do schedule them in because I know if I don't schedule them in, they won't get read. So that's what I do there. But yeah, they have really been enjoying that so far. But yeah, the reason why I incorporated Ambleside is because I wanted just a few more classics thrown in. They have been loving the books that we've been reading with Torchlight. I just wanted a little bit more. And then we also got to do Shakespeare. So we did A Midsummer's Night Dream and The Tempest. So a mom in the Ambleside online Facebook group drew these, black and white, and then I just printed them and colored them and put them on popsicle sticks, and they really enjoy when you have like the characters that they can visually see, especially for A Midnight Summer's Dream, because for it being on the shorter-ish side of a story, there's a lot of characters. So this really did help them keep track of who's whose, and they really loved it, and now they're always asking me, Mommy, when are we doing more Shakespeare? We want to read more Shakespeare. So we read Midnight Summer's Dream and The Tempest. As I said, their favorite was A Midnight Summer's Dream. I think that's just because The Tempest is like super short. So they didn't really get, you know, as connected to the characters, I guess you could say. But these were super helpful. So we enjoyed those. And then some things I shelved during this school year basically has to do with my 5-year-old. So my 5-year-old / kindergartner, he just turned 5 in October. So he's like an early kindergartner, I guess you could say. And I said in my curriculum video that we would be doing the McGuffey primer and the Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons or something like that. I've shelved both of those for now. We got to lesson like 44. We started the 100 lessons over the summer, and at first he was fine, but then we got to lesson like 44, and then he was just like he would see the amount or the size of the passage and immediately like shut down and be like, no, I'm not reading this. I can't read that. That's too much, blah, 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 which is fine. I totally understood that. So we kind of shelved that one for now until he's like a little more comfortable with reading, because right now it was too much and it overwhelmed him. And the last thing I want to do is make my children hate reading. So I was like, that's fine. We can figure something else. Same thing with the McGuffey primer. It was just a little too much for him too soon. So we shelved that for now. Hopefully by term 3, he'll be able to start it up again. But for right now, we shelved it. I've just been kind of more focusing on like the basic principles. So we focused a lot on letter sounds. We've been doing the Bob reader books. And then I've been doing, he likes flashcards. So this is, she's actually a kindergarten teacher. Her name is Lisa Elaine Peters. And these are on her Teachers Pay Teachers website. So these are just like OW or OU, OW, OW. So it's just like the different letter blends and how you say them, and stuff like that. He enjoys this a lot. So this is kind of the stuff that we've been focusing on. So we've just been doing the principles of everything, and he seems to be absorbing that a lot faster. It took us a little bit to get to a place where he's comfortable and willing to learn when it comes to reading and writing, but we found a sweet spot for him, and I'm glad that he's no longer apprehensive, because that's not what you want when you're teaching. So yeah, we've been doing those for him, and he's really been absorbing stuff like that. My oldest, however, is still doing the McGuffey first reader, and the first lessons he was like, Mommy, this is too easy, but I feel like it makes a pretty big jump. Basically, we take one lesson and we break it up over 4 days. Fridays, we don't do math or language arts. It's kind of like more of a finishing up any chapter books we're reading for the week, doing our Torchlight workbook, that kind of stuff. So I take a lesson and break it up over 4 days. He does spelling words one day, he does copy work the next day, he reads the passage another day, and then also sprinkled in, I do grammar lessons. So can you find me a noun? Can you find me an adjective? Can you find me a verb? Why does the sentence end in a question mark? Like that sort of thing are also like sprinkled in with the lessons as well. And they're very quick. It's 5 to 10 minutes max. And he's really been enjoying that. And his handwriting from the start of the term till now has improved so much. It's amazing. His handwriting is so legible for a 6-year-old. I'm honestly impressed. But he's really been enjoying that. For math, my oldest did the Good and the Beautiful math last year. And then this year, both of them are doing math with confidence. One is first grade, one is kindergarten. And my oldest is liking math with confidence a little bit more. They're both liking it. They're both picking up on things. It's a mastery program, and they've had no problems with it so far. They've really been enjoying it, and they also like their books that they get every week. So with Math with Confidence, it does 4 lessons, an optional 5th lesson, and also like a book you can read that day related to the math you were taught that week. So they've been really looking forward to those. On Fridays is what their math book is going to be. But yeah, they've really been picking up on that and thriving, and I don't have any complaints with that. So last thing I'll touch on real quick are our exams. So again, Ambleside Online has exams. So you basically just, so exam questions for year 1, term 2, it has student's name, date of exam, obviously covering it for privacy reasons, but it has writing and penmanship. So copy how the leopard got his spots. Tell a fairy tale you remember from this term. Who was Benjamin Franklin? Find Russia and Zimbabwe on the globe. What is the shape of the earth? Describe your favorite nature walk. And then we were doing a Wicked Bugs book. So once a week we would pick a bug. They would draw it in their sketch pads. There we go. And I would read to them about that bug. So another one, describe a bug to me. And then it said father or friend should select a passage for student to read out loud for the reading skill, which they did. He read something to his father. And then arithmetic, foreign language, picture study, singing, and handicrafts. So my oldest got the full exam. My youngest just was asked a few questions. So he told me a fairy tale he could remember. I had him describe him or introduce himself in a foreign language just because I really want them practicing their Spanish and Arabic. And then he told me his favorite picture study, his favorite folktale, and then his favorite picture from our artist, Albrecht Dürer. Meanwhile, my older son had to answer all of these questions. And I basically had a piece of paper and I wrote down everything that he said to me because he's still young and I didn't want to overwhelm him with him having to write his own narration. I don't think he's at that level yet. So I wrote down his narration for him for the different questions that I had asked of him. And then, so for instance, one of his arithmetic questions was skip count or write the fact family for 2, 3, and 5. And then on his own piece of paper, he wrote his answers down for the exam. And then, yeah, it was very smooth. It went pretty well. And I'm very proud with everything they have retained. It's so funny because you don't think your kids are retaining as much as they are until you do something like an exam. But that is it, guys, for our homeschool term 1 update. Let me know if you have any questions about anything I talked about today. Let me know how your term 1s went, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.